Here, right in the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains, a crisis continues, much like one plaguing hundreds of other communities, homelessness. There may be any number of reasons that people end up without a roof over their head, from substance abuse and mental illness to simply having to choose whether to put food on the table or pay rent as the cost of living continues to rise. WFXR anchor Sydney Jackstimer zooms in on the Roanoke Valley with the latest numbers here at home and efforts to keep bringing those figures down.
For the first time since 2023, the number of people experiencing homelessness in the Roanoke Valley is decreasing. That's according to the point-in-time count, which reports 389 people were experiencing homelessness during January of 2025. That's down from 402 in 2024's winter count.
The overall count decreased by about 3%, 3.2% over 2024, over our winter count last year. So modest decrease, and I think maybe a stabilization of our numbers post-pandemic. So 24 and 23, we really saw pretty significant spikes with evictions protections. Those expired after the pandemic ended.
The point-in-time count is completed twice a year, once in the winter and then again in the summer. It puts into perspective the number of people experiencing homelessness in the Roanoke Valley and other trends, like the number of people considered unsheltered, which is defined as a person who sleeps outside.
This year, our unsheltered numbers went down a little bit, about 8%, I think, was the decrease, but we did have a cold weather shelter at a church in Southeast that stood up this year. So if we included those people in our unsheltered count, because those are people that typically are outside, we actually would have seen an increase in those unsheltered numbers.
That church, Belmont Presbyterian, run by Pastor Todd Atkins.
Well, we really started up kind of as a day thing. So we got a call. It was a hospital, Roanoke Memorial. They said, we got a guy here, he's got nowhere to go. We heard you guys were a warming center. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, maybe this is what we're supposed to do. So we did it. The one guy came. It was for one guy from the hospital came, and I got in my truck and drove around outside to see if there were any more people on the streets. This is like 20 degrees out, right? Yeah. This was bitter cold with that week stretch or whatever we had, 2 weeks. And I found like 4 people, and they came in and spent the night. And then we opened it up, and the next thing you know, we had 50, 60 people spending the night in here.
With the cold weather shelter only being temporary, the 31 people there the night of the point-in-time count are most likely back out on the street.
We're seeing still lots of folks outside, lots of chronically homeless folks that have long patterns of homelessness with really severe underlying issues.
It seems to be a greater count of people who are elderly experiencing homelessness maybe for the first time, that have those mobility challenges, physical health challenges, mental health challenges that come with us as we age.
The combination of these challenges led the rescue mission to create their Fralin Free Clinic Medical Street Outreach Program and start offering transportation for its residents, helping to address immediate needs. The mission is also working towards long-term solutions by building affordable housing units. The latest numbers show Roanoke is experiencing an over 3,000 unit deficit.
We had land that was vacant, about 4 acres, that sits right off of Elm Avenue, just adjacent here to the rescue mission. We'll be able to start with the first building in 2026. Altogether, there'll be 3 buildings on this site, 150 affordable housing units.
Slowly but surely, officials believe progress continues with the help of countless groups like the Ram House, the least of these ministries, and the recently approved Mayor's Hope in Home Task Force, all working towards the same goal.
It's encouraging, but we know we still have lots of work to do.
And that was our Sydney Jackstimer reporting. Sydney tells us this year's second point-in-time count is scheduled for next month.